What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another FPL video on the channel. And in today's one, we are going to be looking at my Game Week 22 team selection. And of course, we are coming off the back of a fantastic game week in Game Week 21 as we managed to get a score of 88 points, which meant I got a massive green arrow from around 1.2 million up to around 845k, which is absolutely fantastic. And I told you guys, my redemption arc starts now, so hopefully we can build some sort of consistency from this point onwards. But guys, the team did really well, and more specifically my attack did very well. Amad Diallo, the Ivorian Messi, coming in clutch with a massive 20 pointer as he managed to bag a hat-trick against Southampton. That was absolutely crazy, and I loved every second of that game, bro. What a baller and what a player that man is. Cole Palmer captain was fantastic as Salah managed to blank. Isak doing what he does best, and like I said, bro, my attackers did deliver. It was just my defense that let me down massively. But with that being said, we're not really going to waste too much time speaking on Game Week 21, as I did just upload my initial Game Week 21 reaction video. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you guys do check it out if you want to see my initial thoughts and feelings on that. But yeah, a really good week, guys. Hopefully we can build some sort of consistency. But without further ado, let's waste no more time and let's get straight into my Game Week 22 team selection. Alright guys, so first things first, I do want to point out that I actually plan to roll the transfer this week, as I don't really think there's any major issues in my team that makes it worth using a free transfer this week. So yeah, I am most likely going to roll the transfer this week. So with that being said, let's have a look at my team for Game Week 22, and we'll start things off with the goalkeeper and the back line. In goal, we've got David Raya, and then a back four this week of Gabriel, Robinson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Mazraoui. Now, you guys might be wondering why on earth am I playing the back four, but it's purely just for the high upside play, because my other attackers and midfielders that are on the bench are playing against the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool, right? So with that being said, I don't want to start my attackers against my defenders, so I'm just going for the high upside play, and therefore it means I am going to be playing a back four this week. Am I confident with this back four? No. Right? No, not really, because it's weird. It's actually weird to say that, because you would think that, you know, double Arsenal defense is good. You would think that Trent is good, right? Mazraoui stinks, I'm not gonna lie, right? Mazraoui I'm not really confident with. Robinson I'm quite happy with, but honestly, surprisingly, some of my biggest concerns with my team is my Arsenal and Liverpool defenders, which is absolutely wild to think about, because they're actually putting up some very good defensive data, but they still find ways to concede goals, and it really is just, it really is annoying, because look, as you guys can see, right, in terms of their expected goals conceded in the last 6 game weeks, you can see here Arsenal and Liverpool sit top, right, above Newcastle, above Nottingham Forest, but yet still, more times than not, Arsenal and Liverpool are conceding in games, and it really is frustrating. So the data is there. The data does suggest that these two defenses should be getting some clean sheets, but at the moment, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that, and that is my biggest issue, and that is why, right, David Raya, I am probably potentially going to be looking to take out David Raya, if I'm totally honest. I think, look, the fixtures for Arsenal, right? The fixtures for Arsenal are okay. They're okay. But as I said, Arsenal defensively, they're not really looking great in terms of, you know, from just a purely a clean sheet standpoint. They're not looking great. Yes, the data is good. Yes, they still, even when you watch them, to be fair, like, they don't concede a whole lot of chances, but still, I don't know what it is, right? I don't know what is in the air, but still they just find a way to concede. And it's one clean sheet for Arsenal in the last 5 Premier League games, right? So it's not good enough. And for that reason, Raya is on extreme thin ice. And I could potentially be looking to remove him. And the player that I kind of want is actually Alisson, right? Because if I'm going to take out David Raya, I think it makes most sense to take him out for a goalkeeper that has a double game week, which is Liverpool, right? And I don't think I will be doing it this week, because bringing in Alisson against Brentford away doesn't seem ideal. I'd rather do it in Game Week 23 when he's got Ipswich at home, and then of course the double in 24 against Bournemouth and Everton, and then even after that it's Wolves, and the long-term stretch of fixtures are pretty good for Liverpool. So I think if I was to replace David Raya, it would be for Alisson. Of course there is Sells. I could go to Sells, but I just feel like it makes more sense to go Alisson because of the double game week. And I was actually planning on bringing another Liverpool defender. Originally it was Konate, right? My original plan was probably to take out one of Mazraoui or Robinson, bring in Konate. and keep David Raya. However, now I'm having second thoughts on that, and potentially I could be looking to take out David Raya. So it's something to think about. But honestly, David Raya is on extreme thin ice. I'm not gonna lie, right? I just needed to get that off my chest. I just needed to let you guys know. But look, with that being said, Aston Villa at home for Arsenal. Honestly, I don't think it's the worst game in the world. I really don't. The data has been good, so hopefully they can actually turn that good data into a clean sheet. That would be fantastic. But yeah, all in all, I'm not really feeling too confident. We've also got Robinson against Leicester away from home, and I actually think of course it's a good fixture, but I don't really like Robinson for clean sheets, right? I don't think Fulham are the best team for clean sheets. It's more so the attacking threat and the attacking returns and the assists that Robinson gives us that makes him a good FPL asset in my opinion. So if I'm being honest, I'm actually not really expecting a clean sheet against Leicester, because I do think, especially because they're at home, number one, but also Leicester do create chances. I know they didn't score against Crystal Palace, but they really did have quite a few chances in that game. I think they hit the woodwork a couple times as well. Jamie Vardy missed a one-on-one. So yeah, Leicester do create chances under Ruud van Nistelrooy, especially in recent weeks. So look, with that being said, I'm not really expecting a clean sheet from Robinson. I'm just hoping he can get some attacking returns. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Brentford away. It's a tricky game, right? We know that Brentford are really, really good at home. We know that Brentford do create a lot of chances. However, I'm just hoping once again, like with Arsenal, Liverpool can turn their good defensive data into some clean sheets, right? That's what I need. So yeah, hopefully Trent could get a clean sheet. But again, I'm not really feeling too confident because, as I said, man, Brentford do create a lot of chances and score a lot of goals when they play at home. And then we do have Mazraoui. Not feeling confident on him at all. Brighton at home, it's going to be a tricky game. Manchester United, although we won last game against Southampton, we were poor, right? We were poor for the majority of the game. It was only in the last 10-15 minutes where we really did start playing well. But yeah, we conceded quite a lot of chances against Southampton, which isn't good signs. It's not good signs at all. And like I said, I'm not confident with Mazraoui. But the problem is, right, the two attackers, right, I've got a forward and a midfielder on the bench, and they are both playing against Liverpool and Arsenal, right? So with that being said, I want to go for the higher upside play. I don't want to be starting attackers that are playing against my defenders, right? I want to go for the higher upside and just start my defender, because I've got no Brighton attackers, right? I've got no Brighton attackers, right? If I start Wissa, who's playing against Liverpool, if he scores, it means Trent loses out. Yes, I get Wissa's points, but I'd rather then, like I said, just go for the higher upside play and hope it goes my way, which is what I plan to do. So look, that is the back line. Not really feeling too confident with that because my defense has been letting me down consistently in recent weeks. So yeah, but let's move on to the midfield. Right now in midfield, we do have Mohamed Salah, Cole Palmer, Anthony Gordon, Amad Diallo, or should I say the Ivorian Messi, and we do have Morgan Rogers on the bench, as you guys can see. So yeah, Rogers playing against Arsenal. You could say start Rodgers, bench Gabriel, but even then, if I start Rodgers and bench Gabriel, I've still got Raya in goal. So I might as well just start Gabriel and bench Morgan Rogers. But more importantly, guys, let's talk about captaincy. Let's talk about who to captain in game week 22, because right now, as you guys can see on your screens, I've got it on that man once again. Ice cold. Cole Palmer. That's who I'm going for in game week 22. I do think, right, again, it's very, very tough. And it's very, very scary. Right, it's tough. I don't know what to do again, but at the moment, I'm feeling a bit of Cole Palmer against Wolves at home. I know Salah is playing against Brentford away, and to be honest with you, although Brentford going forward are really, really good at home, they still concede a lot of chances, and I do expect Mo Salah to get the service. I do expect Mo Salah to get a lot of chances created for him, especially with that Liverpool team that like to create a lot of chances. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough decision. I could change my mind, but once again, I feel like the majority of players will be going for Mohamed Salah captain against that weak Brentford side. But Wolves are also pretty poor defensively. And again, just the idea of going against the grain, trying to gain rank once again is the way that I want to go. Of course, last week in Game Week 21, it worked out massively. Hopefully it can work out again in Game Week 22 if I do go through with it. But yeah, it's a very tough decision. It really is a tough decision. I think both defenses is poor. Even when you look at the expected goals conceded table, right? Wolves and Brentford are right next to each other, and they've actually got the same expected goals conceded in the last 6 game weeks, right? Both, like, exactly the same number, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, of course, in terms of the expected goals numbers and creating chances, Liverpool are top above Chelsea. And look, that's to no surprise, because I do think they are the better team going forward. However, as I said, I feel like I am willing to take that gamble and go for the Cole Palmer captaincy. He also plays on Monday, so he's the last fixture, and that is slightly playing a part, I'm not gonna lie, because I do like it when my captain plays last, and that's happening in this situation. So look, it might change, right? It might change, but at the moment it is generally, I'm probably 60-40 in favor of Cole Palmer, but it could change. It generally could change. But we have to see in the deadline stream. I could change it to Salah, but right now it's on Cole Palmer. We also do have Anthony Gordon and Amad Diallo. Gordon playing against Bournemouth at home. Amad playing against Brighton. I think Brighton defensively are weak, right? I do expect us to create chances. I do expect us to score a few goals because I don't rate the Brighton defense at all. I know they got a clean sheet against Ipswich, but I'm pretty sure Verbruggen had to make a lot of saves. And yeah, Brighton, just with the way they play, with their style of football, they give up a lot of chances, man. They really do give up a lot of chances. So yeah, I'm more than happy with Amad Diallo to play in this fixture against Brighton at home. They also do like to play a high line as well at times, Brighton, so they do leave space in behind. So yeah, happy with Amad Diallo, and he's just the man in form right now. Simple as that, man. He is the man in form right now, coming off the back of a hat-trick. Yeah, very, very happy with Amad Diallo. And Anthony Gordon up against Bournemouth at home. If Bournemouth played the same way that they played against Chelsea, which was actually a high pressing style and actually played a high line and left gaps in behind, if they play like that again against Newcastle, then I think Gordon will feast. I think Gordon will have a field day. I really, really do. So yeah, I think that's a good fixture. I still think overall Bournemouth have been relatively solid defensively, but after watching that Chelsea game, I'm feeling a bit more confident about this fixture with my Newcastle assets, because Bournemouth really did press Chelsea, and when Chelsea beat that press, it left gaps in behind a lot of times. So I think, look, Newcastle, if they beat that press, they can really, really hurt Bournemouth. So I actually think this is a really good fixture on paper for Anthony Gordon, if Bournemouth do play that same style again against Newcastle. But let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, that is the midfield for Gameweek 22. And overall, I'm actually happy with my midfielders, man. I'm happy with Salah. I'm happy with Palmer. I'm happy with Gordon. I'm happy with Amad. And I'm happy with Morgan Rogers, who's on the bench as well. It's just this week he's got a bad fixture. So all in all, really happy with this midfield 5. I don't think I'll be changing it anytime soon. Now, in terms of the front two, we've got Alexander Isak and Jean-Philippe Mateta. And on the bench, we've got Yohan Wissa. Now, of course, Yohan Wissa, again, playing against Liverpool. For me, I have to bench him. I could bench Mizraoui. I could start Wissa. But again, it doesn't really feel like a high upside play. So for that reason, I mean, I could start Wissa and bench Trent, but that just doesn't feel right at all. It doesn't feel right at all. So yeah, Wissa is going to be on the bench, unfortunately. Yeah, it is what it is. But Alexander Isak, man, he's just the man in form. He's just the man in form. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous at the moment. His goal scoring form is just yeah, out of this world. So yeah, once again, like I said with Gordon, I think Bournemouth at home is a good fixture. And then Jean-Philippe Mateta, West Ham away. West Ham away. They've got a new manager bounce, right? They beat Fulham 3-2 at home. However, I still think it's a good fixture for Crystal Palace. I still think it's a good fixture for Jean-Philippe Mateta. And actually what I noticed after watching the highlights with West Ham is that they did seem to press Fulham. They did seem to press Fulham, and they benefited from it. They did benefit from it a couple times, right? I think a couple of their goals that they scored, I think the the Paqueta goal and the Soler goal all came from West Ham pressing. So if they do press high and they leave gaps in behind, once again, I think Jean-Philippe Mateta, the likes of Sarr, could also benefit from that. So yeah, let's wait and see how Graham Potter sets up West Ham in that game. But I do think there's goals in that game for Mateta and Crystal Palace. So yeah, feeling pretty confident with that. But yeah, guys, as you can see, that is how my team is currently looking for Game Week 22. I'm planning to roll the transfer purely because I'm just happy with my I'm happy with the midfield. I'm happy with my forwards like Wissa, Rogers, Mateta, Isak, and my defense is my only concern. And I think that's what my transfers will be used on in the next coming weeks. More so looking to move on to another Liverpool defender for the double game week, because I personally do prefer double Liverpool defense for the double instead of double Liverpool attack, because I feel like the minutes are more secure with the Liverpool defenders. But yeah, that is my plan for Game Week 22. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, and who are you going to go for as captain? I don't think there is much to split the two in terms of Brentford and Wolves defensively. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go for Cole Palmer. I think I want to bet against the grain to try and gain on everyone else. It generally could go wrong, and I hope it doesn't. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments, who are you planning to captain for Game Week 22? Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak maybe, or Cole Palmer. Let me know who you're going for in the comments. But yeah, that is going to be a wrap for today's video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you do smash a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support on the channel recently. It does mean a lot. But with that being said, yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. But until then, I'm out. Peace.